Well, hi there. Warm welcome. You're watching Blueprint Explosive Exclusive. And in the sea of blue that you are going to see behind me is going to be the boys in blue who are back in a controversy. But this time it is not really about cricket at all. It is about cricket diplomacy. Yes, that's right. The boys in blue are in the midst of another diplomatic storm, if you can call it that. Well, this, remember, at a time when Pakistan-based terror has been bleeding India, the Board of Cricket Control, or the BCCI, has made its stand very clear. Sources have said that the BCCI has decided that Team India will not travel to Pakistan for the Champions Trophy of 2025. Instead, Team India is going to be, as per sources to Times Now, we have learned that the board is going to suggest to the ICC a hybrid model, which has happened in the past as well, as part of which Dubai and Sri Lanka too will be suggested as alternate venue options for India's matches. So India will not play in Pakistan is likely to be BCCI's stand, and that the men in blue can travel across to some other country to play those matches in a different venue. So sources are saying that the Pakistan Cricket Board has offered India to play all the matches in one city, but the BCCI is in no mood to budge from its stand. Remember, the ICC Champions Trophy is going to be held in Pakistan between February and March next year. Due to strained ties as well as terror emanating from Pakistan's soil, India has not played cricket in Pakistan since 2008 Asia Cup. Now, last year as well, we have seen a similar situation when Pakistan were forced to host the Asia Cup in a hybrid model. India had refused to travel across to the neighboring country, and instead, India's matches were played across in Sri Lanka. So Rohit Sharma's men had went on to even win that tournament, which was played before the ODI World Cup series. But let's break it down to you and let's tell you how BCCI's decision to snub Pakistan has also sparked off a political sparring. While several leaders cutting across political lines have backed the decision, saying that cricket and terror should not go hand in hand, there are some, such as National Conference's Bashir Ahmed, who are of the view that cricket could have paved the way for improving ties between the two nations. Watch this.
काफ़ी साल हो गए हमने बायलैटरल एक दूसरे के मुल्कों में नहीं खेला है। अब टूर्नामेंट के हवाले से अगर इंडिया की टीम नहीं जाएगी तो ये बीसीसीआई का अपना फैसला है। मैंने हमेशा कहा है कि इस मुल्क में और इन दोनों मुल्कों के दरमियान बेहतर रिश्ते कायम करने में जिम्मेदारी सिर्फ हमारे मुल्क की नहीं है। अगर इस मुल्क में बेहतर रिश्ते इन दोनों मुल्कों के दरमियान बेहतर रिश्ते बनाने हैं तो इसकी बहुत ज़्यादा जिम्मेदारी जो है पाकिस्तान की भी बनती है। जिस तरह के हमले हो रहे हैं वो नहीं होने चाहिए, जिस तरह का माहौल बना हुआ है वो नहीं बनना चाहिए। पाकिस्तान को भी अपना इसमें रोल अदा करना होगा कि मुल्क के दोनों मुल्कों के दरमियान जो ताल्लुकात हैं वो बेहतर हैं।
However, India is not alone when it has security concerns when it comes to travelling across to Pakistan. Several other countries in the past have refused to go across to Pakistan to play cricket. Let's remind you, 2010, you had South Africa, which had refused to tour Pakistan for an ODI as well as Test cricket. The reason they cited was that of security. Then in 2017, West Indies has also rejected the proposal to tour Pakistan. This was for a T20 series, citing security as the reason. Then in 2018, New Zealand had refused to tour Pakistan. That too was for security reasons. Several other such examples are also there, such as 2019, Australia had refused to tour Pakistan for an ODI series. Again, it was security which was cited as the biggest reason to boycott Pakistan, the terroristan as many have called it. 2020, again, you had Bangladesh which refused to play Test series in Pakistan. The reasons always have been that of security. But when it comes to Pakistan, of course, it's not only just security. This is also the fact that this comes in at a time when the neighboring state has been bleeding. Our braves at the border as well as innocents who have been butchered by the terror attacks, many of them which have been emanating out of Pakistan. NIA has been hot on the hunt for those terrorists who have been infiltrating across from the LOC, which is perhaps why the BJP has now welcomed the BCCI's decision, saying that India cannot travel to Pakistan to play cricket when terrorists are being exported across the border to kill our soldiers and the innocent people of India. Watch this reaction.
अगर क्रिकेट वहाँ होता तो कोई बुरी बात नहीं थी। इसी बहाने से बहुत से डिप्लोमेटिक रास्ते खुलते, लेकिन अब चूंकि इनका मन है कि नहीं जी 2025 में अभी होना क्या है, 2025 तो अभी 24 है, तो उन्होंने कहा है कि इस तरह करना है। तो मैं समझता हूँ कि ये रास्ते बंद नहीं करने चाहिए, इनको खुला रखना चाहिए डिप्लोमेसी के लिए। इसको बैकडोर डिप्लोमेसी भी कहते हैं, जिससे उम्मीद बन जाती है कि शायद कहीं ना कहीं कोई रास्ता मिले, क्योंकि हमने जंगें भी कर ली हैं, सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक्स भी किए हैं, उसके बाद भी कोई हुआ नहीं। मिलिटेंसी अभी भी मौजूद है, हो रही है, अभी हाल ही में वाक़ात हुए हैं, तो रास्ता खुला रहना चाहिए।
बम और गोली के बीच में खेल नहीं खेला जा सकता। जब आप आतंकवादियों को भेजते हैं, हमारी जनता को मारने का काम करते हैं, सैनिकों को मारने का काम करते हैं, और हम सौहार्दपूर्ण वातावरण चाहते हैं, और आप लगातार ऐसी आतंकवादी घटनाओं को बढ़ाने का काम करते हैं, तो इसमें खेल नहीं खेला जा सकता। एक अच्छा कदम है, और मुझे लगता है इससे पूरे विश्व को भी शिक्षा मिलेगी।
So let me go across to our panelists. Today joining us on the show, we have Professor Madhav Nalapad, geopolitical expert. We also have Joseph Hoover, who's joining us, a cricket writer. Sarfaraz Wani is also joining us, a lawyer. Professor Nalapad, I'm going to come to you first, because it's interesting the kind of reactions which we've been hearing, because there are those, such as leaders in NC and perhaps others also, who are saying, when it comes to diplomacy, let's use soft diplomacy, the soft power of India. And one of them, other than Bollywood, is perhaps that of cricket. India has done that very successfully in the past. Why not build bridges with Pakistan, some would say, via cricket, using that as a diplomatic tool? Why boycott? Well, there seems to be a bit of a problem there. We'll try and reconnect with Professor Nalapad. Till then, in fact, let me go across to Sarfaraz Wani. In fact, I'm going to flip that question for you, Sarfaraz. Why not? Why not boycott Pakistan, a country which has exported terror to India? Why should we allow PCI that much of a leverage? After all, after 1996, this is the first big tournament that they get the chance to capitalize upon. Why should India play along?
Steve, my problem is not the boycott. My problem is the double standards which the BJP and BCCI is playing with the emotions of the people. If we have to boycott cricket with Pakistan, we should boycott it every level. We should boycott it even at the World Cup level. Because no World Cup is as important as our national security. No World Cup is as important as any Champions Trophy. No World Cup is as important as any other international event. So if boycott is the way, then it should be absolute boycott. But if sports relations have to begin, if sports is the way to...
Sarfaraz, this is due to security reasons. We all remember what had happened to the Sri Lankan players in 2009, the way they were attacked in Pakistan.
No, there have been multiple nations have visited Pakistan last year, a year before last year also. So if you have to play, then categorically play. Go to Pakistan and play cricket. It can be a mode to improve the relations. If you have to boycott it at every level. Why are you fooling the people? What will happen? You will not go to Pakistan and not play cricket.
So you are saying that this is grandstanding.
So why do you allow them to play cricket here then? My question is, why do you allow Pakistan to play cricket in India? Why do you play with them in United States in the World Cup? Is World Cup more important than the national security? If you have to boycott it at all. Don't fool the people.
Okay, that's interesting. So you are saying that this is grandstanding, and Joseph Hoover, I'm going to bring you in. Sarfaraz is essentially saying that this is grandstanding. When it is convenient, you say that we will boycott, but at big tournaments where there is a lot which is at stake, India decides to play against Pakistan. Of course, there are different issues here, because one of them is due to security. We've seen the attacks which have happened, and we cannot have the likes of Rohit Sharma, the likes of, let's say, Virat Kohli out there in Pakistan, and that is a security concern that the government will also. But do you see that there is a duplicity here? Would you agree with him?
No, the way I look at it is India-Pakistan matches are always exciting. People always look forward to that, especially in the ICC trophies. But when it comes to bilateral series, there's always been a hitch. And at times, I agree with the BCCI because we cannot be in a situation like this forever. Pakistan also needs to understand that they need to draw a line. When it comes to cricket, everybody wants to see an India-Pakistan match. Everybody waits for that moment. But if we are going to have terrorist issues on and off regularly and not on and off frequently, then it's an issue that we need to consider. And if the board is saying, yes, we do not want to play the Champions Trophy in Pakistan, there is a reason for that. There's an history for that. Because so many teams have refused to go. What happened to, as you rightly said, what happened to the Sri Lankan team? They were attacked. And when it comes to Indian players, anything could happen. So there is a concern, and there's nothing wrong in saying that let's play cricket somewhere else, either in Sri Lanka, Dubai, which has happened earlier. Now, if Pakistan wants India to go and play in their land, in their country, they need to ensure that there is security not just for our players, security for the entire army which is faced on the borders. I mean, every now and then we are having terrorist issues coming up, our Jawans are being killed. And this cannot continue. There has to be
at least 5 terror attacks in the last 2 weeks itself, Sarfaraz Wani. Security is an issue, Sarfaraz Wani.
So that's what I'm saying. I am saying if what is happening on the border is our concern, absolutely yes. Do not play cricket then. Why are you playing cricket? Why these double standards? Why are you fooling the people? Okay, we will not go to Pakistan. This is what we are doing.
They are not saying they won't play cricket with Pakistan. The BCCI is saying due to security reasons, we won't travel to Pakistan. Those are two different issues. So India has played against Pakistan at several different venues. You're, of course, well aware of it. But what they have refused to do is travel and send Team India to Pakistan. So these are two issues.
No, I don't think this is a justifiable excuse because countries have visited, a lot of teams have visited Pakistan last year also. A lot of events have happened. People in the PSL league.
But many of them have also boycotted. I just read out the entire list for you, be it Australia, New Zealand, Bangladesh, all of them have also boycotted.
No, do international players visit Pakistan? Yes. Do Australian players visit Pakistan? Yes. Do New Zealand players visit Pakistan? Yes. Because they play in the PSL league, which happens here every year. So I don't think this is a justifiable excuse. But yes, if our national security is the reason, we should absolutely boycott it. I'm not in favor
Hoover, should we compromise on national security when it comes to cricket? Because you're absolutely right that India and Pakistan on field, those are one of the greatest rivalries that we have always enjoyed. Why deprive cricket fans of that? Joseph Hoover.
See, what I've been seeing as a cricket writer, I've traveled with the team, I've traveled to Pakistan, I know what the situations are there. So it's always a hippie situation out there. Anything can happen anytime. It has happened to other cricketers, other cricket teams.
Yes.
Of course, when India goes, there's more and more security attached to the team. They're secure in a way, but you never know what happens then. But when you talk about saying bilateral series, Pakistan can come and play in India. They're always welcome. That's what our board promise gives them all the guarantee, and they refuse to play. But we also are refusing now to play. But here comes a point. See, now what happens is, it's because of this terrorist issue, the cricketers from Pakistan are also suffering. They're all eager to come and play the IPL because IPL is where all the big players come in to show their talent and prove themselves.
But they've been boycotted again. This is a stand which has been taken by the government. Joseph Hoover.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. When it comes to the government, the BCCI being an autonomous body also has to listen to the government of India. When the government of India says, sorry, this cannot be done, BCCI has no other option. If at all even the ICC puts pressure on the BCCI saying that, no, this cannot be done, when the country, when India says, sorry, our players are not going to go there because of these issues, then nothing can be done. This has happened in the past. ICC has just backed out. And then they come with options saying that, why don't we play in a neutral country? And this is what happened with the Asia Cup, as we know. Recently.
Absolutely.
So there has to be a situation where...
And you've travelled with the team, Joseph Hoover. What is the mood like? What does it feel like to be one of the biggest heroes of India, people who really are the biggest heroes today of India, to be travelling to Pakistan? You've travelled with the Indian team in Pakistan. What does it feel like? Do they come under a lot of stress, especially when it comes to security?
Yeah, when we travelled to Pakistan for the Independence Cup, I remember we were all cooped in our rooms. And that's where Sachin and me had a conversation, Tendulkar and me had a conversation in the hotel room. And there's no way we could meet each other. We had to talk over the phone only. And when you come out of the room, you have a security guy with a gun sitting there. So the team was not allowed to go anywhere. So this is a situation I've seen. So during the conversation, we spoke about other things like what the Indian cricketers could do for the society. And that's where great Sachin Tendulkar said, let's do a charity event. That's where it triggered. And it all happened because we were all cooped up in the room.
Right.
And there was no way that you're going to step out on your own. So I know the situation. I think things have improved, no doubt about it.
Yes.
But when you have frequent attacks happening on our border, especially in J&K and other areas, it's a concern. And if the Indian government is saying, sorry, this cannot go on, we are willing to have peace, you bring in peace, and let's sit across the table and ensure this does not happen.
So that's a very interesting view that you have. That yes, you're a cricketing fan, you do anything to see an India versus Pakistan, but Joseph Hoover says that diplomacy comes first. However, Sarfaraz Wani has said that if you want to boycott Pakistan, don't be duplicitous about it, boycott it at every level, even if it is at a World Cup. So how, to what extent should cricket be used for diplomacy? Well, we'll allow you, the viewers, to decide. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us on that show. With that, a short break.